same thing when God created us. When we do good deeds, it's something that is normal, supposed to be. So when we do bad things, then discredit. So when do good thing again is 0, but the bad thing is -1. When do second time bad thing, -2. When you do good thing, 0. So that -2 is still there. So what happens when the longer we live, the more bad thing that we do. So we can never take away the bad things. Maybe -100 or -1000. At the end, God knows that we human beings cannot erase those bad things.
Yeah.
We cannot erase. So what happens at the end? For sure, you will go down. Yes, you can do good thing. You can do good thing, try your best to do good thing, but to God, that the good thing is not something special. This is you are supposed to do it. You are not something any special. You do, there's no credit for you, so you will still bear your consequence of the bad things that you are doing, like telling lies, or even lustful thoughts. The lustful about women, looking sexy woman, or looking pornography. All this sin, all the sin we can erase. So it's still there. So what happened? God said that hell you go. But God knows us. God is love. So God loves us. He said, I provide a way for you to get out from the predicament of the sinfulness. So He paid the sin for you. So He said, I will sacrifice your sin, just like the Kupan, you sacrifice you celebrate Kupan in a year, right? Kill the cow, and you kill the cow meat to people, Kupan that you have in Islam.
Yeah.
The Kupan concept is derived from the Israel, the Old Testament time. In Israel, in the Jewish tradition, they have the Kupan, they have the killing the cow, killing the sheep, the lamb, and then every year they do that.
Yeah.
So the Kupan is one of them. They do that, killing a lamb or killing the cow to just go sacrifice.
Yeah.
Sacrifice and then to distribute to among people. So actually it was commanded by Moses. By Moses at that time, they said, if you want to do this to help you to realize that you are a human being, you are sinful, you need to sacrifice something to take away your sin.
Yeah.
So that
sacrifice material, something material.
Yeah, concrete material, and to redeem yourself, to show that yourself, humble yourself, to you need God. Everybody have to tell the story to convince yourself that you need God. That's why after that, that's a significant projection for the future. When Moses gave that kind of ritual sacrifices, he wants Israel to remember in the future, God will raise up a person like me to fulfill what you are doing now, the sacrificial things. So I will raise up somebody in the future, and he will fulfill what you are doing now. What you are sacrificing, the lamb or the cow, killing an animal, is projecting for the future. One person will come, a person that raise up a leader like me, and he will fulfill what I'm asking you to do. So eventually, when Jesus came, I'm telling the whole story of Jesus. When Jesus came, Jesus really crucified, died on the day of atonement. On the day of atonement, he died. Coincidentally, nobody knows how come he died on the day of atonement, so he was killed. But of course, later on he was resurrected and he told. Initially, the disciples did not understand. Initially, those people who followed him did not understand Jesus was the Lamb that crucified. They did not accept. Even the disciples did not accept. They said they want him to become the king. They want him to kick out the Roman. They want him to become the Messiah. To them is a political Messiah. They want them to rule Israel and to kick out the Romans. Independent. That's what they desire. But Jesus didn't do that. Jesus said, I'm the spiritual Messiah for you. I want to cleanse your sin first. Your sin is not cleansed. You are not connected to God. Nothing else matters. So he said, I want to settle your relationship with God. That's why Jesus died and resurrected. And then later he proclaimed the words to ask the disciples to proclaim the message throughout the world, throughout the world. You know what happened after that? The sacrifice system in the Jewish time, the Jews said it was collapsed and it was destroyed. From then on, there's no more temple. There was 70 AD. The temple Jerusalem was destroyed. The temple was destroyed. There's no more sacrifices. No more ritual sacrifices of lamb or kurban or whatever. No more. Because God has already told them, this is no more thing. It's already done. And Jesus said, on the cross he said, finished. It's done. It's finished. That's what he said. So all the expectation from the Old Testament to the New Testament is already done. So through Jesus, we can be connected to the Creator. That's what the message of the Messiah from the Bible. But I don't know why later on Muhammad changed. But he heard the message from the very beginning. they tell him that he gave to him that Jesus did not die on the cross.
Yeah, he lived.
They tell him that Jesus didn't die and somebody crucified or whatever. But the Quran said,
Yeah,
this.
it seemed as though, like, to the earthling, it seemed as though Jesus was dying.
Okay, as if he died, right?
Yeah,
But actually he didn't die.
yeah, God took him away.
Okay, that would have a lot of interpretation. That two sentences, one or two ayats in the Quran say they killed him not, right? They crucified him, but they killed him not, right? They killed him not in the Quran.
No, Jesus was not
Jesus.
crucified.
Okay. They killed him not. He didn't die.
No.
Of course.
He didn't go through anything, Jesus.
They're up to virus interpretation. Okay,
yeah.
for you heard some people saying to you that he was not captured. It was not him.
No.
Okay. Who was that? Who was it? According to you?
The Quran is actually very vague on that.
Yeah. I like that one.
Yeah.
It's very vague and then it's ambiguous. Okay, continue.
There are multiple interpretations.
Right.
And some say that it was someone else who got crucified, someone who betrayed him, and others say that it was made to look as though yeah, it was Jesus on the cross, but it was really not, just an illusion.
Oh, I like you. That's why I like to talk to Muslim, especially students, because you are knowledgeable. You have some understanding and some knowledge about that issue, so that we can talk conversational with the intellectual kind of interaction. Yeah, because it opens to the Quran itself. It was not so clear, but it was just simply the bottom line for the Quran is it denied that Jesus died on the cross, and then where he died or didn't die or who was on the cross, they're up to interpretation. That's why in among the Muslim scholars,
but it was very clear that Jesus was taken by God and
going to heaven.
Yeah,
that one no problem. Going to heaven, no problem.
He's still living, even though he.
In heaven. No, that's no problem. So the problem with the who died on the cross, that's crucial. Who died on the cross, that's crucial for Christianity. And when you deny that Jesus died on the cross, that means you deny Christianity. Effectively deny Christianity about Jesus' death on the cross. If you deny Jesus died on the cross, then for the Quran, the few ayat itself, the passage, you need to interpret who died on the cross, and then you have to deal with the historical record of the Romans and also Jews, because the Romans and the Jewish history, they recorded that Jesus, the person inside is Joshua. It really was crucified by the Roman emperor. Roman emperor. He was crucified on the cross. That's a historical record. That's why among the Muslim scholars, there's a lot of various kind of debate about the issue. Then who? He said that he did not. It was not Jesus. Jesus didn't die on the cross. Then you have to deal with the historical scholarly records, the evidences there. So you have to deal with it. That's why you come out with different people like Shabi Ali. Shabi Ali said that Jesus, he come to a very unique position. I'm on YouTube, you can hear. He said that Jesus really was crucified. The one hanging on the cross is not somebody else. Because you know why? When you say somebody else take Jesus' place, that means you make Allah a liar. That's a pretty common, There's an irony, that kind of backslash for the Muslim scholar. For people say that the one who crucified on the cross is Judas. Judas for Christian is the bad guy, to join Jesus, and now the Muslim make him a good guy. So it's a kind of joke, kind of open joke. So that Shabi Ali would not take that kind of position. He said, we don't want to make God a bad guy, said, doing deception thing to deceive people. He said, one said that Jesus was really crucified, but he did not die. Because the Bible, the Quran said that he did not die. He did not die. He was not, they crucified him not, crucified, but they crucified him not. So that's a big open ambiguity sentence. So that's why Shabi
he was sentenced to crucifixion,
sentenced, and then even so he was hanging on the cross, but he didn't die. Jesus did not die on the cross, so he was just suspended. And then later on he was buried, but he was resurrected because of good environment in the tomb.
Oh no.
He came out, according to Shabi Ali. You don't have to agree with it. Just tell you the different problems that Muslim scholar has gone through interpretation the Quran verse. And then so Shabi Ali said that he resurrected himself from the good environment, the tomb, so he went, and then later on he went where? ran away and then proclaimed his message maybe to India somewhere and then died there. Or you will have families, something like that. And then the other person who said that if that's the case, you have a lot of problems, because the people who, especially the disciple, they saw him with eyes, witnesses, they saw him really die, really resurrected, and then later on the disciples, almost all the 12 disciples, even 500 people, they died because of the message. You know what happened? Because when they said that Jesus resurrected from the dead, the Jews, the opposition, they can easily find the corpse, pick up the corpse, and let him know, hey, his body, Jesus' body is here. You are telling me, look at his body, but they couldn't find. That's a problem for the Jews. They couldn't find the body. They could not refute. They cannot claim that. So what they do, they persecuted the disciple, asked them not to tell. If you tell, I'll kill you. But the disciple continued to tell, and then they were slain. All the disciples, most of them died because of the message. So you cannot deny telling lie. Nobody deserves to die. Nobody dare to die for the lie. There's a problem. So there's a strong testimony against it. So it's like eventually, Imran Hussein, another scholar, Muslim scholar, I think from where, I think you probably know him. Imran Hussein is quite famous international scholar, Muslim scholar. He said, Jesus really died. Don't argue. Don't debate. You have a lot of problems when you say that Jesus didn't die. That Jesus really died. Jesus really died on the cross. Jesus was resurrected. Jesus is now going to heaven. So solve all the problems. So he becomes consistent with Christianity. But he said, of course, that Jesus is not a salvation. They fall short of saying that Jesus did not provide salvation. He just resurrected, died, and go to heaven. So he still go for the prayer 5 times a day. He still go the 5 pillars of the Muslim teaching. So that's why we have to understand why Muslim scholars struggle with that kind of sentence.
Yeah.
And because a lot of pressure, tension, opposition, argument against the theories that Muslims trying to propagate. Even today, now you say that. You mentioned that Jesus didn't die. I now show you that you have to face a lot of rebuttal, a lot of rebuttal, and then you have a lot of consequences, and then there will be dwelling, and then you find it very hard to understand, hard to conclude with the position that you have now. So just purely from the Jesus crucifixion issue. So Jesus, Christianity was established based on the crucifixion and also the resurrection of Jesus. And the Bible in the Corinthians, Paul mentioned that if you deny Jesus' crucifixion, your faith is gone. You deny Jesus' crucifixion, deny the resurrection, no more Christianity. So easy. Christianity totally based on Jesus' death and his resurrection. If you deny Jesus' death, no more resurrection. If you accept Jesus' death, you also need to accept Jesus' resurrection. All these things come together in a bundle.
Mm-hmm.
So when Jesus resurrected, that means there is a hope for humanity. Jesus resurrected from the death, that means we have hope. That's why the early Christians spread so fast. Even though they were killed, they did not have any sword, they did not conquer, there was no military might among them. Not like Islam, you have Muhammad can take a sword and then kill the enemy, or this thing to conquer by force, so to subjugate those opposition. But in Christianity, early stage, you don't have that kind of history. They're all persecuted, they're all victimized by the message. But the message continued to grow until at the end the Roman Emperor also converted. So that's how it goes. So there's a strong evidence of the Jesus crucifixion, Jesus resurrection in historical perspective. There's a Christianity today. We say that we don't build our faith on blind faith. We build our faith on rational, historical reliability, on evidences, and also on this manuscript, on the reliability of the Bible. So something I want to say as a human being.
Yeah.
I'm not convincing you. I'm not proselyte you.
Yeah.
But I just want to say the good news, because I find believing in Jesus has helped me transform my entire life. When I was